Hello, hello. And I'm a little late here with this recap video. I'm so sorry, but I did watch the event and I did make 5 picks actually on Saturday. So let's talk about this past UFC event, which was actually really, really good, even though we had a last minute replacement main event. But this time the main event was 5 rounds, and boy, was it 5 rounds. So let's go ahead and talk about it. I made 5 picks. I made them on Twitter and Instagram. You have to follow me everywhere. Although there was 6 fights on this card, I wasn't sure. So since I wasn't sure, I just stuck with the 5 picks. So go back and watch the entire event though. We saw Quintillo get a nice victory there in the first round. But let's get into my picks here. The first one I chose Bobby Green to beat Alan Patrick. He did. This was a 3-round unanimous decision in his favor. I completely agree. This is a very good, thorough victory. He won the stand-up game. He won that early on, but then he decided to kind of work that wrestling. Kind of made me nervous because we saw Patrick go for some submissions there. Seemed like Bobby had an easier time with the stand-up, so it got a little bit frustrating. But as the fight went on, he kind of wore Alan Patrick down and was able to win the fight standing and on the ground. So like I said, great, thorough victory for Bobby Green. Who would you like to see him fight next? He gave a very emotional speech afterwards. Go ahead and check all of that out. Like I said, next up, I did not get this pick. I chose slow Mike Rodriguez to beat Ed Herman. He did not, with a lot of controversy. Let's go ahead and talk about it. First round was kind of going back and forth a bit in space. It was Mike who had the upper hand. You could see there he was landing the harder shots. He had the better angles. He had the better movement. However, Ed Herman did a good job of tying him up, pushing him up against the cage, and have him try to wear him down, have him hold his body weight, try to get in some shots, some body shots there up against the cage. So it really was going back and forth. Second round, however, we saw a slew of hard knees from Mike Rodriguez to Ed Herman up against the cage. I mean, hard knees that dropped Ed Herman. Ed Herman immediately covered up like this. You thought this fight is done. TKO, we are done. Except the ref stopped the fight before Mike could even get down there and mount some ground and pound because of a groin strike. Except for there was no groin strike. On the replay, there was no groin strike. It was actually not even close. This was a huge mistake from the ref, especially since it seemed like Mike was on his way to another TKO, another victory in like 20 days. So instead, we got the stoppage. Ed got to catch his breath. And nothing on Ed Herman. You don't control the fight. You didn't stop the fight, and you're supposed to take advantage and act. Oh, I got hit in the groin? Oh, okay, ow. Ow, ow, ow. I can't blame him at all, honey. Catch your breath. That's exactly what he did. Came back early in the third round. It was actually Mike Rodriguez who took him down. So Ed was working off of his back, but Mike kind of left his hand. If you leave one of your hands like flat on the canvas, you leave it open for a Kimura. Ed Herman snatched it up, adjusted positioning. Mike tried to roll. Ed rolled with him and actually got better positioning and made Mike Rodriguez tap. So this is, again, very controversial since it seems as though Mike was on his way to a victory in that second round. Correct me if I'm wrong about the rounds there, but it seems like he was on his way to a victory. So y'all let me know what should happen here. I think there should just be a rematch. It's not like Mike Rodriguez was dominating this fight and the ref stopped it and then he got a fluke victory from Ed Herman. It was going back and forth. Ed Herman had some success. So did Mike. So since the fight was going back and forth and we got that horrible call, horrible fight-changing call, okay? Some could say maybe he would have got the Kimura in that exchange. Not if he saw them knees. Stopped his body. Dropped him. It was probably a victory for Mike. So I think there should be an immediate rematch. You guys let me know what you think. Who should Ed Herman fight next? If you think it should be someone else. If not, let me know how you saw it, what you think should happen, and all of that. Now, going on, I chose Roxanne Modafferi to beat Andrea Lee. She did. This was, I believe it was a unanimous decision. Someone correct me if I'm wrong there, but it did go all 3 rounds. And it was a good 3 rounds. Hard-fought 3 rounds. This was a good fight. Andrea Lee came out in the first. She was clearly the more proficient striker in the first. She was the one putting together combinations and landing combinations, holding the center of the octagon, pushing her back, initiating the exchanges, and getting the better of them. Also, a lot of leg kicks that was disrupting Roxanne Modafferi trying to get those takedowns. Also, she had great takedown defense all in that first round. So first round, Andrea Lee. Second round, Roxanne Modafferi. She actually got a takedown and held her there. Held her there for pretty much the entire round. Was mounting some offense there, getting some ground and pound in there. She won that second round. third round, it was actually Roxanne who came out with more of a like pep in her step there, and she was actually putting together the combinations and pushing back Andrea Lee, landing some shots, landing a jab. She actually just came out with more energy, and it worked for about the first minute. Then Andrea kind of found her footing there, and then she started to kind of take over. She had a lot of leg kicks there, which disrupted the movement of Roxanne Modafferi, and she began to land her combinations. But then with about 2 minutes left, Roxanne landed another takedown and was able to pretty much hold her there, mount some ground and pound. There was one moment where Andrea Lee did get back up. There was a lot of little switching and reversals and a lot of little tricky things. Again, this was a good fight. Good fight. But again, in favor of Roxanne Modafferi, so I got that pick as well. And again, good fight. Flyweight division, this was number 8 and 9, names that we know. So I'm really excited to see. I feel like the flyweight division is finally starting to develop. You have the champ who has her next fight. If she loses it, she'll get an automatic rematch. If she wins, it seems like we've got some contenders coming up the pipe ready for her. Let's go flyweights. I'm super excited for this division. I always have been. Now onto the co-main event. I did not get this pick. I chose Karma Worthy. I'm so sorry. To beat Otman Azatar. I messed up both of those names there. He did not win. Otman came in like a beast in a tornado, honey. They came very little filling out. They were both going at each other, and actually it kind of seemed like Worthy had kind of got some things going there until they got to this wild exchange. And it was Otman who landed I believe it was a left short shot, which kind of dazed Worthy. And then Otman unleashed like a 57 punch combo. 80% of them landed. I've never seen so much of a flurry land all through Worthy's guard. His guard was up. Didn't matter. He was to the body as well. You just saw his face bobbling in between the guard and beat him down to the ground. TKO victory. Great stoppage. Great win for Otman. Who would you like to see him fight next? Next up, a lot of eyes on him, by the way. I'm going to have to do some more research on him. He might be one to watch. Now, main event, and this is a replacement main event, and I got this pick. I chose Michelle Waterson to beat Angela Hill, and even though it was a replacement, since they both had full training camps, we actually got a 5-round fight, and I'm so happy we did. This fight was incredible. Top 10 fights of the year, possibly even top 7, top 5. Incredible. Back and forth. Ladies put on a show. So first, Angela Hill, she won the first 2 rounds. She actually did what I said. I said, you got to get inside that kicking range. You got to get in her face and overwhelm her with offense, push her back towards the cage and all of that. She did all of that. She was heavy on the stats there. Landed a lot more shots, combinations, hard shots. She had her up against the cage. Every time... good takedown defense as well, because Michelle was trying to take her down basically the entire time. She had great takedown defense in the first 2 rounds and was not able to be taken down. She was able to reverse positions up against the cage when Michelle was trying to press up against there and get leverage there. She had a great first 2 rounds. Third round, same thing for about the first 2 minutes. 2 minutes in, Michelle got that first takedown. And honey, she just willed it to happen. There really was no technique. She caught a knee to the gut from Angela hard. Hood. She just cut. She's like, I'll take that, and then I'm just gonna push you down to the ground, and that's all it was. She just drove her weight, drove Angela Hill down to the ground, and kept her there for the rest of the round. She mounted some offense, but you could tell Michelle was like, I need to win this round. Let me do all I can to hold her here, do enough offense to not get stood up, catch my breath, and that's exactly what she did. It was a very smart takedown, very smart the way she mounted that offense for the rest of that round. She made sure, let me get this round because I'm down, and she was right. 4th round. Now here we go with the momentum change. Now Michelle's feeling a little better. She got a little second win, and Angela started to wane a little bit with the energies. You got someone on top of you trying to beat you up for 3 rounds. It's going to take a little bit out of you. So now we see the kicks from Michelle Waterson. And from the beginning, I said, Michelle, you need to use your kicks as a jab. You got beautiful kicks. You have enough. Use them as your jabs. And that's what we did here. This was a beautiful display of using those kicks as jabs. She was able to pit-pat kicks to above the knee, below the knee, side kicks just to keep Angela away from her while mixing in takedown attempts, of which Angela was now wary of. And then the kicks as the jabs were followed up by punches, combinations. So she was able to use her kicks as a jab, followed up with combinations to the hands, and they started to land. The momentum was going back and forth. Now she's taking the center of the octagon, and all of this opened up the big kicks, the beautiful kicks, kicks to the gut, pushing Angela back, kicks to the face, axe kicks to the shoulder, to the face, pow, pow. I mean, it was gorgeous. And Angela wasn't out of it though, honey. She kick to the face, bow, I'm back, coming for her, letting her shots. And even in the totally round 4, Michelle. Round 5, going back and forth, still taking axe kicks to the face and all of that. She's coming back, mounting her offense, landing her punches. Still, she actually landed her on the stats. But the thing is, hers were mostly hands, while Michelle was a lot of those kicks. And a lot of judges, they're going to give more points to a kick to the face than they are a jab, or even to like a right hook or even a power shot, especially when that kick lands flush like Michelle's kicks were landing. And then towards the end of the fight, she actually landed another takedown. And when that happened, I was like, I think she might have enough to win this fight. And it was a split decision victory for Michelle Waterson. Amazing fight. Angela Hill, I've never been sold on you. That changes. I'm sold on you. You've earned your position. You've kept working. I think she's 35 years old, and she just kept at it. She turned several corners, and now you are here. You've earned your position. You've earned the title of first black lady to headline a UFC event, and boy, did you make good on it, giving us an incredible fight. Incredible. And I'm just happy for women's MMA right now. Flyweight division's coming together. The women's strawweight division's always been together. The bantamweights, let's see what's going there. And finally, we got some new boxer chicks coming into the featherweight division. I don't care where we got to snatch them from. Get them in there. Build the featherweight division like we now see with the flyweight. So I'm just super excited. Great event. Go back and watch it. Incredible. Ladies, well done. Now, give me all of your updates, all of any injury updates, of course. Let me know what you thought about the controversy there. Let me know how you did on all of your picks. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and all of that, because that's where I do my little last-minute picks and stuff when I don't get a full video out. So, I always do at least 5. And, yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I think I said all of that already. Snapchat, subscribe, like, talk to me, take care, and goodbye.